The Final Explanation of Chemtrails. January 9, 2020 by Anna von Reitz. First, I want to point out to you that the governmental services corporations have a long history of using industrial waste as weapon and as a means of making money for their cronies. They have added fluoride, a dangerous byproduct of aluminum manufacturing, to our drinking water for decades, using the excuse that it helps prevent tooth decay. However, while killing oral bacteria, it also kills our adrenal glands. We need hardly mention that the addition of fluoride to drinking water was stopped in Europe 2 decades ago, while aluminum manufacturers in this country continue to celebrate escaping the cost of properly disposing of a noxious byproduct by foisting it off as a beneficial byproduct that earns them significant extra income every year. Similar no-goodniks, think Harry Reid and Hillary Clinton and Sick Dick, dumped spent nuclear waste from Nevada and Utah salt mines over most of the Middle East, exposing our own service members to radiation sickness, genetic anomalies, tooth and hair loss, cancer, and early death in the process, and exposing untold numbers of innocent civilians to the same. You see how they made a profit for themselves off a noxious waste product that they would otherwise have to clean up responsibly? And, so it is no surprise that the chemtrails are largely a slurry of noxious compounds and chemical elements collected from coal ash, aluminum manufacturing, oil refining, and metal smelting, all being sprayed on us and the earth we depend on as our home and food source. You are now prepared to hear the single common denominator linking all those noxious compounds and chemical elements found in chemtrail residues: they are all flammable. Strontium emits flammable gases on contact with water. Barium, a flammable solid that produces hydrogen gas. Aluminum dust reacts with water, acids and alkalis, gives off hydrogen gas. Magnesium, highly flammable especially when powdered. Aluminum oxide dust forms explosive mixtures in the air. Thorium, pyrophoric, ignites spontaneously. Lithium, flammable and potentially explosive when exposed to air and water. These are the makings of a form of chemical fire known as a metals fire, which only gets worse when you dump water on it. And these are the industrial waste products they have been spraying all over creation for the past decade. Observe what is happening in Australia and what happened in Alaska this past summer. Fires. Absolutely massive fires destroying everything in their path. And please observe that this all fits right in with the religious nutcases narrative: the earth will be destroyed by fire, 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 10, and a third of mankind destroyed by fire, smoke, and sulfur, Rev. 9:18. However, this is not being done by the true God who loves and created the earth, no, by the false God and his minions mucking around with things they are too ignorant to touch, laying traps for the innocent, filling their purses, and not being held accountable for it. Self-evidently, that is what they have planned for us and our planet, and prepared for with these noxious chemtrails. But what does the true God say? I shall bring to ruin those ruining the earth, Rev. 11:18. I digress. I just wanted to point out how these vermin pursue a quasi-biblical narrative, and propose to use biblical prophecy fulfillment as an excuse to hide their own vile actions and avoid accountability. So now you finally know the agenda pursued by the chemtrails. Help support this work by visiting www.annavonreitz.com and look for the donate button.